Hello, everyone, and hello, Fumika-san. Good to see you again.
So
Why are you silent?
I'm silent because my voice is a little bit weird. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Does it sound weird? So I'm stuffed up because of hay fever season.
All because of hay
Yes,
fever.
and my nose is running.
Uh-huh.
It's like totally it's just horrible. So I apologize.
It's horrible. No, it's not horrible. I mean,
Really?
you sound sexy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like
hay
not.
fever, so it's completely stuck.
I feel really stuffed. So my eyes are totally okay. It's not like
Teary or itchy.
at all this year.
Uh-huh.
Usually it starts with my eyes, but this year it's just my nose and like my
Everyone's saying this year
throat.
it's terrible.
So I think it was like maybe 2 weeks ago that it
Mhm.
started. I was just like really stuffed up and I was like I had a headache and it was just horrible. So I feel bad
Wow.
for the listeners. I apologize for my voice, but
That's
if you
okay.
like it, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, you've been suffering from hay fever for a long time,
For a long
right?
time, yeah. Ever since our podcast, it's like we've
Yeah.
been talking about how my hay fever is like really
Even
bad.
before that?
Even before that. So it's really weird because last year,
Mhm.
maybe for a lot of people last year because of the coronavirus, we were so
we
into
didn't go
that.
out
We didn't
outside.
go out much and
Mhm.
we were just all at home.
Yeah.
But it really depends on the year and the season and the kind of pollen that's in the air. And I'm not really sure which I'm allergic to.
You haven't checked?
I did, but I don't really remember.
Yeah. Some kind of tree.
Some kind of tree. Some kind of pollen, yes.
Right.
So right now it's just really horrible.
I see.
Yeah.
One of the worst in your lifetime.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
So when I go places, I always make sure I mention it because a lot of people are like, "Are you sick? Do you have coronavirus? Are you like coughing because you're like,
Yes.
so I feel really bad. So I'm like, I want a tag that says I have hay fever, yes. Kafunsho. Yes.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people need that because
Mhm.
I mean, it's difficult times to sneeze inside the train and in
Yes.
public spaces, right? You have to like
You have to hold it in. Exactly.
Right.
But you know what? There was actually a store, a pastry shop. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Pastry shop. So I went in, and then the person had a tag, and it said "Watashi wa kafunsho desu," which is like I have hay fever. So probably, of course, everyone's wearing the mask, but you can kind of tell when someone's stuffy, has a stuffy voice, and So I was like, oh, that's actually really smart because probably people who are shopping would kind of feel hesitant to go in a store where there's the clerk or the store person is like, coughing or
you should have bought that then. Can I have that that badge?
Yeah, right. But I was like, oh, that's smart. So I was like impressed at the way a lot of stores are trying their best,
And you should put it here so that
everyone can see.
Everyone can see I have hay fever.
Yes.
Sure. So you must be afraid of this season.
Yes.
The spring season. I mean, it's a nice season, right? I mean, you have the cherry blossom and getting warmer and cheerful. But then you have the pollen.
Yes.
The hay fever.
Yeah, I'm totally scared of opening the window or like the laundry, putting out the laundry in the backyard.
Oh, because
the pollen will get stuck or the pollen will come into the house. So I'm scared to open the window. But we have to because we want to ventilate the, room and stuff.
Right. And so you open it and you go, action!
Yeah.
Close it.
Yes.
Wow. This time I'm going to do a story about fear.
Fear, okay.
Yeah. Things that we're scared of. And this story, I have told it to you once. And it's called Manju Kowai. It's a very popular story. Right? And I guess you remember the story? Yeah.
Of course.
No,
I know the title.
You know the title. You remember hearing the word Manju Kowai.
But you know what? I can't, to be honest, I can't remember the story in detail, but I do remember it wasn't exactly directly related to being scared of a manju, right? Was it?
Oh, that's a nice point.
Right? I can't remember.
We'll find out.
Okay.
So it's not directly
it's not like
related
to being scared of a manju, which is like the red bean paste
buns, right? Okay, we'll see.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
So it starts when a bunch of guys are getting together and just chatting, and they don't have any money, so they want to drink, but they don't have sake. So they're drinking, just chatting around. And one of the guys says, "Hey, where's Tome? He's usually the first one to arrive. He's not here. Where is he?" And then everyone goes, "I don't know. I mean, yeah." He's not here. And then the guy spots Tomei running toward the door, and hey, there's him. And he's, wow, what's happened to him? He's all pale and he's running towards us. Hey, Tomei, what happened? And then Tomei comes in and says, oh, I'm so scared. No one's following me. No one's following me. You, did you get in a fight or something? No. I didn't get in a fight. On my way here, it appeared. What appeared? Snake appeared. Snake? Wow. And you're afraid because I thought it was gonna swallow me. It was gonna swallow you. So it must have been a big snake. How big was it? Oh, it was like this big. What do you mean this big? Oh, you mean this wide? You know, the body this wide? No, this long. What? How is it going to swallow you? I don't know. I mean, it may stretch after it swallows me. No way it's going to stretch that long. You're afraid of snakes? Are you sure it was a snake? Yeah, I'm definitely sure it was a snake. Or it was definitely a snake or a rope. Wait. Rope? So it may not have been a snake. May have been a rope. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I didn't look carefully because I was so scared. But you see, I mean, I'm scared of everything that's long. So I'm scared of ropes. You know, I'm scared of even long food like udon, or soba, or somen, or hiyamugi, or fundoshi. Wait a minute. Fundoshi is not food. Yes, but it's long, right? So I don't wear fundoshi. Well, wear it. It's like a loincloth, right? It's a long thing. Wow. So you're afraid of everything that's long and you're afraid of snakes. That's interesting. But come to think of it, maybe we all have something we're afraid of. So let's talk about it. Hey, so Matsu, what are you afraid of? I'm afraid of spiders. Spiders? Really? Why? Well, because they spit out things to wrap insects, you know, and then chew their juice out of their body, right? And I just imagine them wrapping me around during my sleep and getting up in the morning and I'm all tied up and all the spiders chewing on my body. It's really scary. Well, I mean, it'll take at least a few thousand spiders to do that to you, so don't be afraid. Hey, what are you afraid of, Take? I'm afraid of frogs. Okay. What are you afraid of, Ume-san? Well, I'm afraid of ants. Ants? They're so tiny. Yeah, but they walk in groups. They walk in line. So one line comes from here, one line comes from here, and they meet up in the middle. And then they start talking to each other. And they whisper to each other. And you know what they're talking about? They're talking bad things about me. And I can tell. Well, you're scary. Not ants. You. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid of horses. Horses. Well, they're big, but they're gentle. I know, but they can kick really hard. I mean, their hind legs. You know how hard they can kick? Well, I was not afraid of horses until a while ago. But a while ago, I got married, and my wife, when we get in a fight, she always kicks me, and so every time I see a horse, it reminds me of my wife. Well, you're afraid of your wife, not horses. What about you? Well, I'm afraid of his wife. His wife? Yeah. And then they talk and talk. And then they go to Kuma-san. So Kuma-san, I haven't asked you. What are you afraid of? And Kuma-san says, I'm not afraid of anything. Now, what are you talking about? You gotta have something you're afraid of. What are you afraid of? I said, I'm not afraid of anything. You know? I mean, you guys are all cowards. You adults talking about, I'm scared of something. I'm afraid of something. What are you talking about? Ants? What? They're so tiny. I mean, I can eat everything, okay? When I eat rice, I sprinkle some ants on top of rice and eat it instead of sesame seeds. And then when I eat it, they move around in my mouth, and it's itchy and it's exciting and it tastes very good. Really, yes. Spiders, what are you talking about? When I eat natto, I mix it up, right? And sometimes it's not sticky enough. I put some spiders inside and then mix it up, and then they get really sticky. When I eat it, it's delicious. Are you kidding me? Yeah, snakes. What are you talking about? When I have a fever, I go outside in search of snakes, and then I tie them around my head, and it's cool. It's chilly, and also I don't have to tie it around. They just tie themselves around, and it's easy. And once my fever is gone, then I take it out and I split it and I eat it kabayaki style, like eels. Ooh, wow, kabayaki snakes. Wow. So well, I can see that you can eat everything, but you gotta have something that you're afraid of. No, I don't. I mean, even if I had it, I'm not gonna tell it to you. Why? Well, because if I speak out that word, I'm gonna be really, really scared. So I won't. Just come on, tell us. I mean, we all told you. So tell us. No, I mean, oh no. Oh no, just the thought gives me chills. Oh no. This is getting too dangerous. Hey, come on, tell me. What is it? We're not gonna tell anybody, okay? It'll be a secret. Just tell us. Well, okay. I'm only gonna say it once, okay? I'm afraid of Manju. What? I said only once. I'm afraid of Manju. Manju? What's hey, anyone know an animal called manju? No, it's an animal. Something we eat. Oh, something we eat. The sweet bean filled the buns. The manju? What? So you're afraid of manju like to manju? Is like a type of manju. Mm-hmm. So you're afraid to manju? To manju! Those expensive ones are so scary. Wow, really? Kuzumanju! They're so sticky, they're scary. Wow, really? Oh, look at him, he's sweating. He looks sick. Well, you should get a rest, okay? So there's a room over there and some futon, so just rest inside. And then when you're better, you can come out, okay? So just close the door, okay? And lie down and rest for a while. Okay, I'll do that. Kuma-san goes to another room. And everyone starts saying things like, wow, what a bastard he is, you know? I mean, making fun of everyone, mocking people. But did you hear that he's afraid of manju? How strange. Hey, I got an idea. Let's go get some manju and put it in his room and scare the shit out of him. No. I mean, he's so scared. I mean, it's going to kill him. Who cares? It's just for the fun. He won't die, okay? Just shock him, okay? Let's everyone go out and buy many different kinds of manju. And they go out and they buy a bunch of manju and they fill a plate and then they secretly put it inside Kuma-san's room. And then they close the door and from outside they say, Kuma-san, wake up! Time to wake up! Kuma-san goes, and then he sees a pile of manju and he goes, ah! And outside the room, everyone's excited. Ooh, look at him. He's screaming. He's so scared. And Kuma-san's like, oh no, manju! I'm so scared. Oh, manju! They really bought it. And then he goes like, starts eating, munching on manju. And then in the midst, he goes, manju, I'm so scared. And everyone outside is going, wow, he's scaring. And he's screaming so much. But sounds strange. I mean, he's screaming, and in the middle of his screams, we hear some munching sound. What's going on? And they open up, and they see Kuma-san going, and eating all the manju, and they're like, what? He fooled us. And they open up. Hey, Kuma-san, you fooled us. You were lying to us. You're not afraid of manju. What are you really afraid of? And Kuma-san says, well, Now I'm afraid of some hot tea.
I started remembering the story
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
This,
So
it's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah.
It's a good one, right? I remember it was one of your favorites.
Was it?
Yeah, because the thing is, I never do this story in Japanese, but I introduced it a while ago, right? Before, and you said that it would work in English, and so I tried it out in English.
I mean, it works in English. How does it end in Japanese? Is this just the same direct translation?
Yeah, so in Japanese we go, お前本当は何が怖いんだ。心で一杯苦いお茶が怖い。
Okay. So it's exactly the same. Yeah. So, it's a good one. But I can't remember. Was it really one of my favorites? I only remember the Okiku's plate being one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But...
Before Okiku's plates appeared, you were saying Manju Kowai.
Oh, okay. I think it was because it was easy to understand, and I was still a Rakugo beginner back then.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was really easy to understand.
Right.
Because sometimes it's like the Rakugo stories get a little bit not complicated, but you really have to like think about it, and then you realize what the punchline was. But this is like a very simple, very easy. If as long as you're listening properly, it's like it's easy to understand.
I mean, it's easy for kids to understand as well. Right. I remember you only require stories that involve counting things. So
yes.
So in this story, there's no counting. Yes, so maybe I should do
counting
one manju, two manju. Add that scene. Yeah. So it does deal with a fear of manju.
It does directly.
Yes,
yeah.
directly.
But I knew that it wasn't really.
Oh, it wasn't
kawaii.
the truth.
Exactly. I knew there was a twist in the title, but I just couldn't. Yeah. But yeah.
Figure out how it was not.
Yeah.
Direct.
That's so weird that I completely forgot about that until he went into until like everyone started preparing for it. I started remembering, he ends up eating them all. And then he asks for tea.
Right.
So he's a smart
one.
one.
So you remember the tea part.
Yeah, I remember the tea part.
Okay, so the punchline.
I remember the punchline while you were telling the story. Yeah.
It's a good punchline. Yeah. So and this was originally a very, very short old story that became a Rakugo story. The first half did not exist in the original story. Only the last half.
So not everyone wasn't sharing what they liked, what they were scared of.
Yeah, you can add many things in the first half. I mean, you're afraid of something. I mean, you can add like I'm afraid of hay fever, things like that.
So are those things that you added to your story, or was that originally like the snake?
This one's
ant
original.
And oh, okay. And the rice, adding the ants on the rice and putting it in natto, that's a part of the original story too.
Right.
Okay, that's so gross.
Yeah, that's so gross.
It's like, well, I'm like imagining it, I'm like, on the rice there's like the ants, and then in the natto there's spiders, because we can picture it, and I'm like,
right. Some of the guys I have like, what do you call them? Mimizu? Mimizu is what?
Worms.
Worms. Right. Yeah, some guys say they're afraid of worms, and the Kuma-san says, well, worms, what are you afraid of? When you have macaroni, right, you just put worms inside and put mayonnaise and then eat it. It tastes just the same.
I can understand why kids would like this story too, because of that part, it's like the gross part, they would like to react to it. Yeah.
I see. So this is the kind of story where you can add things and make arrangements, according to what's happening in the world.
Because you could actually make it donuts kowai.
Like, it could be,
for a foreign audience. But I guess that takes away the whole Japanese like essence to it.
So
change it.
It's a balance between making it more understandable and also keeping the Japanese taste.
Yeah.
But I think donuts kowai could work completely, or hamburger kowai.
And it would just be, but if they did do that, it wouldn't become like a Rakugo story. It would just be like a stand-up comedy kind of. It takes away the whole like, because I'm imagining like people in kimonos gathering together, right?
Yeah.
And what do you imagine? Is that what I'm I'm supposed to imagine?
Yeah.
So I'm imagining all these guys in kimonos gathering.
So maybe when I do an arrangement of this story with hamburger, I would probably do it with a suit. It would work better with Western attire.
Or just t-shirt and jeans or something.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that would change. And then probably add some new things. Like I don't know. I'm afraid of fame or love or money. It could ruin
that becomes
us.
Deeper.
Yeah.
More deeper meaning. But after hearing this story like 3-4 years later from the first time I heard it, I feel like it's so not rakugo. Like it's
not
a very
rakugo.
I don't know if that
it's
you're
modern.
It's modern. It's just a very typical type of story. I mean, even though it was from such a long time ago, it's such a story that doesn't have to be like held within the rakugo story telling. I mean, like we were just saying, it can become like a stand-up comedy guy telling it. And it would still relate.
It would,
because it's kind of like a funny story. I don't think I've ever thought of any rakugo story to become like usable in a normal comedy.
I see.
Sense,
yeah.
So it is rakugo, but I feel like it's not rakugo.
That's interesting,
right? So, don't you think so? Now that you think about it.
So this story is considered one of the most popular and one of the most oldest among the classic stories.
Okay.
But then it's quite arrangeable, right? And it's quite modern, the idea inside. And yes, there's many ways to many variations that you can make in the story. And the core of the story is very, very, very new, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, it is. It's like there's no time. What is it like? It's not from the Edo era, or when you tell the whole story at like a real show, is there more of like an Edo touch to it? Because I know you're cutting out a lot of it when you're doing it here, but today it's like it was just all the basics,
right?
So it didn't. I didn't really get
so much though.
Really? Okay.
Not so much. Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Also, because a lot of the stories, or some of the stories that you tell, have like that Edo touch, and I can kind of imagine people like walking through the old Edo town, where today it's just like a very, it was just one scene, So, wow, that's weird. Like hearing the same story so many years later, I have such a different perspective to it.
You grew.
I grew. Wow, I'm impressed.
Right?
No, but it's a good story. I'm surprised that it was from however many. How long ago was
the original story? Probably like 400 years old.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah.
So simple but so good.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is that everyone's different, right? And everyone likes different things. Everyone hates different things. Scared of different things. So that's what makes people funny and interesting. So that's the core is very, very universal.
And even 400 years later, it's still the same. Like people are all different.
Nice to think about that then. Yeah. It's good to be different.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's that for this time.
Manju
Kowai. So maybe I'll do it 5 years later and see if you remember.
I want to see how I would react also.
Yeah. And maybe I'll try a stand-up version of this story, make it really new.
In jeans and t-shirt.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Try that.
New challenge.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
We'll see you again in late March. So be well and thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.